Howdy, lieutenants and economists.
The most volatile, evil, disgusting things on the planet, humans. If you have a video request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com.
Yeah, I am gonna charge you, kids. And that is the importance of not fucking up.
You are such an asshole!
Go to assholeconsulting.com if you have a question that you would like a truthful answer to. And if you want to be lied to and have your feelings spared, go to any one of the many other consultants or just go watch Oprah. just Oprah should have like Bain and McKinsey and Accenture all advertising. Well, she's not on TV anymore. Hey, asshole, I caught wind of your 0% asshole consulting sale. I actually did have a 0% off asshole consulting sale, which finally compelled me to make my third request for your services. I can't miss a limited time offer like this. So anyway, here's a topic for you to ponder about. What's the real reason for all these mass shootings that have become more and more frequent? Is it because the modern man has no agency? Is it because of feminism? I know liberals like to pontificate about some random shit like mental health or gun laws, but I think even they don't understand the pain that some of these NEETs go through. Anyway, so yeah, you could say yes, it's liberal. You could say it's feminist. There's no purpose in agency, but it boils down to three things. Now let's take out. I think it was the Aurora theater shooting guy. That guy was really fucked up. Okay, that guy had mental problems. But disproportionately, let's say all these college-age shootings, the shootings that have been going on, say, past 5 years. Elliot Rogers, for example, where they typically cite that they can't get women, or it's very obvious they have problems with women. Those are the ones we're talking about here. Because unfortunately, which I suspect is your fear, your concern, and it should be the rest of society's concern, is that this is going to grow and continue. And if you'd like to stop mass shootings of this variety, if we have the answer, we can preemptively stop it. We can change the way we're bringing up our kids. We can do some kind of teaching in school. We can identify these people, not kind of a scary, eerie minority report type of thing. But there are some patterns, and if we can identify these patterns, we can find the origins of these patterns, of these problems, and we can nip it in the bud and save lives. That's basically what it boils down to. So here, it's a lack of three things. I had to sit down and organize my thoughts, but I've crystallized it into three things. One, it is a lack of women. It's a lack of sexual attention, sexual access, and all that. Men, especially when you're younger, you are raging hormones, and that's all that's pretty much on your mind. That's the number one thing that's on your mind. And if you can't get that, which most guys can't, we get it every once in a while, Jim, but nowhere near the extent. But if you can't get that, period, then problems arise. Then you at minimum you go through a lot of angst and frustration, because this is how you've been programmed. You have billions of years of evolution screaming at your brain to do something. But if you can't, if you don't have the self-control to say, I give up, I'm going, what's it called, MGTOW? You don't have the wise wisdom of Bill Burr to go rub one out. Or, in the case, I think what these guys have is, you don't have the ability to realize you are not entitled to women, you are not entitled to sex, you're not entitled to other women's bodies, and that you have to figure out what they want, which I think is the switching between just a nerd that can't get laid and someone who goes on a sociopathic murdering rampage. That's one of them. So it is a lack of women. Another thing, although it wasn't in the case of Elliot Rogers, but another thing I think of is that it's also a lack of finances. This is a contributing factor in that when you're poor, it just, when I was poor, there's 3 times I could have gotten in trouble with the law. And for whatever reason, cops had something better going on, someone decided not to press charges or whatever else. And now it was lucky of me. But they all happened when I was under huge financial stress. So it's just like another thing. It's like when crime goes up during heat waves, it's because it's just another thing. It's that straw that breaks the camel's back that then triggers somebody to go and do something, commit a minor crime like I got in fights is all I did. Or in a much worse case, you go and kill a ton. So the lack of economic opportunity, the lack of jobs, the student debt, all these huge financial pressures that are on young men who, on top of it, can't get laid and they have no outlet. That is another thing. But then finally, which kind of supports the two previous reasons, kind of like the master reason that by which these are derived, is a lack of fathers. Either because the father wasn't around, or the father was a spineless, ballless, sensitive 90s guy pussy. And they did not take the time to raise their son, educate their son about how women in the real world really are. They didn't take a time to say, son, you're going to go into engineering, you're going to go into STEM, you're going to go into accounting, you're going to do something that's going to suck. They weren't there to give them financial support, but more importantly, they weren't there to give them life experience and guidance that all fathers have to. Have to. And so, hello.
Hi, how you doing?
Doing good.
Good. You're on this side today?
Sorry, can you imagine that? People are interrupting my work. Just mighty. Anyway, fathers have to raise their sons and give them real harsh world advice in the number one thing in their life, and that is women. Absolutely. And if you look through it, it's obvious the fathers are either absentee, ballless, or spineless, or not even known, and certainly did not educate these young men. And so what ends up happening is look, society was built by us, ladies. Terribly sorry, it is. 99.9% of every major invention was invented by men. Everything that you use and enjoy right now, the technology we're communicating with, was invented by men. Everything, pretty much, has been invented by men. And the reason why is we have what is literally infinite energy. Now, fathers, wise fathers, knew that if this energy is not channeled appropriately, it will go into destruction. Okay? So you either channel this energy into production and good things and teach young men to control it, or you don't teach them, or you're absent and they're not around and they're left to their basic biological Darwinistic urges, and if they can't get something, they go and destroy something. So it's production or war, civilization or anarchy. One of the two. Real fathers are around, they stick around, they raise their sons, they teach them this, and they do not worry about the social consequences, the political correct consequences if you tell them the truth about women. So once you raise your men, your boys, properly, they should channel all this effort. Not only should they channel it towards productive means, they should be able to control it, because they are men. They're turning into real men. But since we've had nothing but a bunch of fucking pussies since the 1960s, you baby boomer dipshits are to blame for this. Not only as being pussy parents and absentee parents yourself, but raising the fucking world, the generation that's raising up this generation now that's shooting people. We have feral boys running around. Feral. Absolutely feral. All right? Now, different culture, different groups of people take it out differently. In the black community, father absenteeism is very prominent. More crime, poverty, drugs, a sad, pathetic wasting of life, never achieving their true ultimate accomplishment. But you get the white community, and although Elliot Rodger was mixed race, but you get the upper class, and we're going to go out and kill. I'm going to go out in a blaze of glory. You can even say the same thing about our Muslim brothers over in ISIS or any kind of terrorist group. It's like, where are all the women? Oh, the fucking sheik or the fucking Saudi prince has 18 of them, and there's a shortage of women. I'm going to go join a crusade and go kill. Oh, it's the Americans' fault. Let's kill them all. You could see this energy being channeled towards destructive things. Okay? So that's why fathers are very across the globe. Fathers are very important across the globe, because you will ruin your boy's life. Not to mention, in this case, kill other people's lives if you don't raise some boys properly. I'm not saying that this is the men's fault and the absentee father's fault. I am saying this is the consequences where we eschew and berate and marginalize fathers and the importance of the important role that fathers play in society. So I mean, already it's too bad, because too many of these kids, the die has been cast. And I'm just a crazy, evil, racist, bigoted, hate-filled, misogynist blogger, so no one's going to listen to me. So I don't see this turning around anytime soon. About the best hope is the manosphere. It really is the best hope for these young kids. And Lord Almighty knows, with the number of people we got coming to Return of Kings, my website, Captain Capitalism, people read my books, Bachelor Pad, Economics, Worthless. Lord Almighty knows how many young boys' lives we prevented. I know I get emails every once in a while, you saved my life, I was down this path, da-da-da-da-da. I'd like to think that we've saved a lot more lives than the FBI and your forensic scientists and your police psychologists and all that. I like to think we've saved, society a couple mass shootings and telling young boys what their fathers should have been telling them all along, and that is the goddamn truth. So that's why I think the causes of these recent spate of mass shootings are by these sexually frustrated and pent-up boys. And I don't think I fucking know, but, I don't have my fucking doctorate in psychology, so what the fuck do I know? Best of luck. Wear body armor, and always carry a gun to the movie theaters, no matter what that fucking sign says. Toodles.